You know, everything you own, everything you use, it all started somewhere. So today, we're going to go on a little journey, trace everything back to its source, which is, you guessed it, natural resources. We'll break down what they are, how we sort of classify them, and most importantly, why getting a grip on this is absolutely crucial for our future.
But first, just take a quick pause. Seriously, look around you right now. Your desk, your clothes, your phone. Where did all that stuff really come from? I mean, even something super small, like the plastic button on your shirt, what's its origin story?
Now, I bet you're picturing, factories, maybe these super complex supply chains, and you're not wrong. But if you trace it all the way back, like way, way back, the answer is surprisingly simple, and it's the same for everything.
Yep, it all starts with nature. Every single thing. Everything we use, everything we create, everything we consume, it ultimately comes from the natural world. It all begins right here, with the planet's raw, powerful elements. But, that brings up a really interesting question. So when exactly does a tree stop being, well, just a tree, and become a resource? What's that magic step that transforms a piece of the natural world into something we call an asset? Well, the key is us. It's human utility. An element of nature becomes a resource the moment we, as humans, find a use for it and decide it's valuable. So think of it like this. Trees are just part of the forest, right? But the second we decide to use that wood to build a house or a chair, boom, it becomes a resource. It's that act of finding a use for it that makes all the difference.
So yeah, not everything out there in nature is automatically a resource. It actually has to pass 3 really important tests. First off, is it technologically accessible? Basically, do we have the tools to actually get to it? Because, things that are impossible to reach today, like some minerals deep in the ocean, could totally become key resources tomorrow as our tech gets better. Okay, second, is it economically feasible? The value we get from it has to be more than what it costs to get it. Simple economics. And finally, is it culturally acceptable? This one's huge. A forest that's sacred to a local community, for example, isn't just a pile of wood waiting to be logged. It's priceless to them, so it's not a resource to be exploited.
All right, so we've got a handle on what a resource is, but how do we even begin to sort through this giant treasure chest that the Earth provides? A really great way to start is by sorting them based on the role they play in our lives.
Okay, first up, we've got resources for life. And these are the absolute 100% non-negotiables. We're talking about the air we breathe, the water we drink, the soil that grows our food. I mean, we literally cannot exist without them. And there's no factory on Earth that can make them for us.
Next up, we have resources for materials. This is pretty much everything we use to build our world. A simple log of wood can become your kitchen table or maybe a piece of art. This category covers the whole shebang, from wood and marble all the way to those super important rare earth minerals inside your smartphone.
And third, we have resources for energy. Let's face it, energy is the engine of our modern world, right? It powers our homes, our cars, our factories, everything. And it comes from all kinds of natural sources, from the incredible power of a river to the energy that's been locked away in coal for millions of years to, of course, sunlight and wind.
But wait, there's another way to categorize these resources, and honestly, this one might be the most critical of all. The distinction here has huge implications for our future. We're talking about the difference between what can come back and what's gone for good.
So on one side, you've got renewable resources, stuff that nature can basically regrow or replenish over time. But on the other side, you've got non-renewable resources. These exist in a fixed amount, a finite stock. When we use them up, they're gone, and that's it. This single difference is pretty much the core of our entire global challenge with sustainability.
But here's the thing. There's a really important catch when we talk about renewable resources. They only stay renewable if we use them at a pace that allows nature to keep up. It's like a bank account. You can live off the interest, but if you start draining the principal faster than it can grow back, well, you're in trouble. If we cut down trees faster than the forest can regrow them, that forest is no longer a renewable resource. It's a really delicate balance.
And that, of course, brings us to the other side of the coin. We're talking about things like fossil fuels, like minerals. These weren't created in a few years, or even a few thousand years. They took deep geological time. We're talking millions and millions of years to form. There's just no way to replenish them on a human timescale. It's not going to happen.
And this makes the whole thing incredibly urgent. This isn't some abstract problem for our great-great-grandchildren. To put it in perspective, based on how much we're using right now, India's known coal reserves could be totally gone in about 50 years. 50!
That's within the lifetime of so many of us listening right now. The clock is absolutely ticking.
So, okay, we've got these two big categories of resources, but there's another huge layer of complexity we have to talk about: where they're located. You could call it a geographic lottery, and believe me, it has fundamentally shaped the entire course of human history.
I mean, it's a super simple fact, but its consequences are massive. Natural resources are not spread evenly across our planet, not even close. Some places are just loaded with oil, others have incredibly fertile soil, and others have all the precious metals. This uneven distribution is the reason for some of the world's greatest wealth, and also some of its worst conflicts. I mean, really think about it. This geographic luck basically determines where people decide to build cities, which economies take off, and what global trade even looks like. Just look at the oil reserves in the Middle East. Finding that oil completely reshaped the entire 20th century. It dictates who's friends with whom on the world stage, and let's be honest, it's been the reason for so many wars, and still is, all over controlling these vital assets.
So, when you put it all together, the fact that our whole world is built on these resources, that some of them are running out, and that they're scattered unevenly all over the globe, it forces us to ask a pretty big question. So what does this all mean for our future? Where do we go from here?
And maybe the best answer lies in this really powerful idea, captured perfectly here by Christiana Figueres and Tom Rivett-Carnac. The path forward, it's probably not about just digging deeper or finding new places to extract from. It's about a total rethink. It's about creating what they call a regenerative economy, one that actually works with nature, not against it. An economy that doesn't just take, but also gives back and restores. One that operates in a circle, like nature does, instead of a straight line that ends in, well, nothing. It is a massive shift in how we think, and it might just be the most important challenge we've ever faced.